playoffs, two Titans going head-to-head where it's actually a coin flip result. They're all just going to go back to majors. Laxing predicted information bans from DarkZero here in the early phase. This is false. He took 50% damage from a Goyo canister. That's a rare mistake from DarkZero captain.
Yeah, not ideal. Up top now is he's got a good line of sight and some kill holes with the double TCSG up there as well. More damage is being done, and that's Newers getting the very first kill onto Ashen. Down goes Diffuser. Newers finding two.
Stay behind me.
That's Gavin with two now as well. Very quickly going back. Fire in front. Gunners just simply trying to wait this one out. Final minute.
What do you even do at this point? You've lost your back pressure, Parker. They can't get this wall open. They might be able to get it open. They do find the EMP onto the clock the second time around, so they can get the plant spot open and ready for business. But there's still going to be a toxic bait from Kino. There's still going to be some pressure with the flanks coming in. They've got to be so perfect.
NJR takes down Savage. Gunner trades NJR right back. Immediately scoots over to pick up the defuse kit. 25 seconds left on the board. A precarious spot. A little bit worried about possibly getting electrified, but also able to open up the wall so he can waltz his way out of that position.
Parker, there is so much util that you have to burn through that's going to give them very little time to hit the site.
Well, you need to start getting a bit aggressive. They understood the mission. Gavin with the lead-off kill, but DZ's guns are hitting their marks. Those two SMG-11s getting put to good use. And M80 loses two bodies. Savage has found an opportunity to get the defuse kit down, but there's no coverage as Kino shreds him from above. All three kills from DarkZero so far in the hands of those SMG-11s. Ashen tearing through everybody, by the way, but it's the top floor control which will be their undoing. Gunner thought he had a window of opportunity to get the defuse kit planted. He does not. And now it's Ashen to pick up the pieces. Got 30 seconds to go here, but nigh unwinnable, I say, unless he can get a quick pick and force DarkZero to rotate. You've got NJR close enough to the bomb site. Newers still lording over top of it. His defuse kit's been retrieved. Ashen will attempt it to try to draw them out, but DZ know better than this. A very patient team, and NJR is just waiting in the way. Yet again in this third round. DarkZero so far has been in pretty firm control, and I have to suspect that if this round goes poorly, we might see a timeout get called somewhat early. The mayor swings, down goes Gunner. DZ starting off strong yet again. Fultz traded out. An opportunity at the Ella will slip through their fingers, but Ashen yet again, just as he did in the previous round, will pick up a double kill. You've lost Savage though, Jesse. That's not ideal to lose your shield and the defuse kit.
Ashen across the map is doing some good work, but Parker, that's not really where the brunt of this push is. He's making his way inside of lockers now. He can group up with Gavin, who has defuse kit, and Diffuser is across the map to provide this pinch, so they have to work together on this 3v3.
Ashen taken care of by Newers. DarkZero now with the numbers advantage. Newers finds
a lot of miscoordination going on where Savage and the rest of the team weren't on the same page.
Diffuser is a big part of that. If he can start getting some kills, if Gunner can start getting some kills and kickstart this offense, M80, there we go, might have a shot, and Gunner gets two as J9O and NJR get taken apart by Gunner. Excellent beginning for M80.
It's the West Coast boy at 8 a.m. who's finding these frags. That's exactly what you need from M80. He's got the fuse kit as well, so if he goes down, it's a little bit risky, but inside of Ops should be in a safe spot. Diffuser, the other man in the hour we were talking about in a good moment, but Newers instead jumps right out the bathroom and takes the teeth out of the backside of that push. Really nice play.
Well, Savage and Diffuser still searching for their very first kill. Gunner's going to kill them all. He's got 3 kills so far in this round, living on borrowed time as he needs to evade that Razor Bloom, and he does not do so. Newers has 3 of his own as well. We were on Ace Watch with both of these players. That will not be had for Gunner as he's put in the ground. One of the 2 remaining players on M80 will need to break the zeros next to their name, or else this round goes kaput. It's a great opportunity for Newers. Down goes Diffuser, looking for Savage. One away. His teammate J9O got an ace yesterday. Can Newers join? No! Savage shuts him down. The ace denied. And Fultz and Savage will now engage in a 1v1. Savage shrugging off some damage from that TCSG. Fultz just needs to play fadeaway and will dance around the flames. Eating some damage in the process as Savage races to go get the Diffuser. He's going to be very exposed right here, about to run out of time. Fultz needs to play the clock very appropriately, and he will do just that. Savage. Out go the ROU projectors. I fear that the first one might have missed, which isn't very ideal at all. What remains of Diffuser taken out by Fultz as we're starting to see some action unfold. Gunner getting yet another. He's been sensational the last 2 rounds. It's not been able to affect things for M80, but they are now looking at their very first successful round. They've just got to find Fultz and J90. Savage on the cross will get one, and J90 coverage robust. Then Jesse, I have to give you credit. That was not ideal for Savage. He thought he had a bead on it, but Diffuser is there to refrag him right away, but still.
They had some information on that player's whereabouts, but he just walks in, dies. It is traded, thank God, but now you're losing fights down towards Pillar. It's NJR on their own game, taking out Ashen, the entry fragger for M80, so we're just losing these bodies, we're losing these fights, and it really gets things awkward for M80 as they're trying to clear these roamers out, and they'll get the space, but at what cost?
For a second there, I almost thought he got that kill with the sidearm as J90 pop. Gets tickled by the flames, needs to worry about the next 15 seconds, though. That's the main focus here for M80. In they go, and Gavin finds Newers, hoping for more. He might be able to get them. No, he gets one, but DZ outfoxes him. And a sniffle from J.
They played it perfectly to force M80's hand, and then they just played the
synchronizing of the team. Anything, I mean, now that they're going to defense,
to the bomb site, using those Selmas to open up and not imperil yourself. Gunner thought that he had a read on Newers, but seemed a little surprised. He jumped in his player cam, and Newers will take full advantage of that. That's not the start M80 wants if they need to when they need to close this gap. Kino has found an opening, but NJR goes down to Gavin, so there is some uncertainty. Will he attempt it again? Gavin taking a little bit of damage. Kino not able to pull this one off. There was a gamble there. DarkZero have assessed the situation, Jesse, and they need to wait it out.
Yeah, this Toxic Babe is going to be such a problem. Kino takes early damage as they try to go for this plant for a second time. Still not able to get it down. Here comes the third and final Toxic Babe. That is it for plant denial. And actually, Kino thinking he might be able to sneak one in if he can get this other side of the wall open. 35 seconds on the clock. This plant will be doable for DarkZero. There has to be some other form of denial for M80.
And Kino still taking a little bit of damage. As Newer's looking for a backstab. Gavin eliminating Fultz. He's been very, very good. J90 posted up on the window. All of these players a bit lethargic. They're just doing their jobs. You have to worry about the run out from Diffuser. That's where J90 will do battle. He doesn't look the right way. It started off poorly for M80, but they salvage it and win their second earlier and is now just jiggle peeking for a kill. Won't find it as Kino takes advantage of that. And amidst the chaos in the melee, gets a frag onto Gavin. A bigger advantage for DarkZero grows. Newers taking care of Gunner. That's likely a surprise. Gunner was surprised by him in the previous round. Why not go 2 for 2 on that one? Match point right now within reach. They just need to take care of Savage, the newest member of M80, whose leadership has inarguably improved this team. Finds himself on the run, on the move. And in a collision course with the Dokkaebi, a flawless round for DarkZero. They are 3 minutes away from... You're hopeful that this first pick, which is within reach, is enough to push you over the edge. Again, DarkZero 1 round away from winning this map.
A little surprised it took this long to see a snake come out from DarkZero, one of the best operators in the game at the moment, but J90 will start this killing off as the Capitao gets the opening pick, takes down Gunner on this top floor. NJR falls right afterwards. This top floor clear is in full effect. Here comes Newers with his gun, and he will find Gavin. Immediately traded, though, but it's still better for DZ as they retain the man advantage.
Well, good play-by-play there, Corn Pop. Everybody seemed quite insistent on attacking all at the same time, and alas, for M80 and their fans, they are on the wrong side of this 3v2. Still lots of offensive threats for DZ as there's a fadeaway from Diffuser as he vaults on over. J90 will get one onto Savage, and it's all up to Diffuser. Diffuse kick going down. Kino at the halfway point. J90 and Fultz now to just lock this one out. It's really not the start that M80 wanted. They are going to have to right this ship for Labs. Unless Diffuser can glitch out, and Labs is delayed a little bit longer. He's able to get 2. This is very winnable for Diffuser. It's him and Fultz in a 1v1. What kind of veteran presence can the former world champion have? The wall will explode. Diffuser gets on for the counter disable. Fultz needs to go. Chasing Diffuser off of that spot. The goal now for Fultz is to just buy as much time as possible. and he won't need to. Diffuser hops on, picked apart, DZ, stave off defeat on this map.
Yeah, they're gonna have to show us something pretty incredible. Expertise here on Nighthaven Labs. They also have a 6-2 record overall in the season, whereas when Faults is juggling the Kaid Claws and Newers is using these Zoto canisters as well.
Bought some time.
Gunner, the very first casualty that's on the newly buffed Zofia, by the way, and that was Diffuser hoping for a kill through the window, and NJR immediately jumps into check.
It's still only going to be a vault, so if they want to push this, it's going to be really important they time it well.
Out comes the shield. Savage getting one, but technically Gavin credited with the kill. This is a good spot for M80. They bailed themselves out of the position they were in 30 seconds ago, and it is a far more winnable round, but now they need to do the harder task, get into the bomb site. Ashen attempts, J90 shuts him down. Gavin will now rotate to link up with Savage as they head over towards Rafters. This is a precarious position to be in for M80, as Savage will slow his roll. The shield will make a ton of noise, and there'll be a shotgun waiting for him on the other side. Can he survive it? So far, he dances around it, and NJR gets two. Oh boy, to be a fly on.
Any team in the North American League, while DarkZero have the highest defending win rate of any team in the North American League. So I would argue both teams start on their favorable. He shoots the nitro out of the air, but still a man disadvantage early for M80.
And Savage goes down, Gavin goes down. Newer's the only casualty on the side of...
But there are so many players around, you have to be able to catch them on the scanner just so you know where they are.
F2s in hand can always do some serious damage, especially when you got two of them. Gunner goes down, J90 gets Gunner easily. Ashen gotten a kill just moments before. He and Diffuser now working together. Time slowly running out on the side of M80. Diffuser has found safe harbor inside the bomb site. Rethinks his position. His coverage is gone though. J90 on the return to the site nets Ashen. And while Diffuser will likely be successful, he is not long for this earth. NJR topples him on the defuse kit. Fultz will go, and DZ a triumphant moment as they go up as much as she used to. I have a personal soft spot for that Type 89 gun, by the way, even though it does have about 4 bullets in it, and they go by in a hurry, as you just saw Diffuser emptying that mag. Another kill came in for M80 just moments ago, so J90 will find his first death, as Newers will find his third. The ever-immortal Mayor still there, but they are coming for him. M80 taking care of everybody, and it's a flawless round to give some motivation and confidence to M80.
That makes it really difficult to trade. So you combine the fact that they're too spread important that Faults is able to get some value here on the Clash. He started towards the top of lobby. They didn't push him. They find Kino down below, so now they're in a man disadvantage. And Ashen goes from bad to worse. There's the value they wanted from the Clash, Parker, but I don't know if it's going to matter that much. They're really closing in on Parker. 40 seconds. The Keebles will buy them a little bit more time, but still, you have to hit a shot to get yourself back to even, and NGR does just that, eliminating Gunner.
Nice reflexes there by J90 as well as he catches the leg. The Kiba barrier will be replugged as it gets blown wide open by M80. NJR finds another. This position, oh so strong. Gets two. Almost transfers over to Gavin, who himself will now need to clutch. But Fultz shuts it down. A golden opportunity for M.
Clear out some of these positions. There is still the Clash being brought by Faults, doing his best big bad Nadian impression here on the top floor. But it's Kino who goes down as the opening death once again here in round 5.
And when M80 seems to sink their teeth into these DZ players, they come in a hurry. These kills, 3 of them in the blink of an eye. Diffuser's bleeding out, but with 4 other players still alive, still upright from M80, you have to get the sense that he is retrievable if they want. There's only 2 more players on DZ for them to find, though, so he might prioritize getting kills instead. Diffuser brought back from the dead. Newers and NJR, last 2 standing. Newers' numbers on this map, not particularly good, but you know he can pop off at a moment's notice. And if DZ want to win this round, they're going to need a big performance from him.
Sledge and Buck, there should be no universe in which DarkZero win this. Diffuser finds Newers as well. If NJR clutches this, I mean, just give him the title of NAL champ right now, because there's nobody stopping him if he wins this one.
Oh boy. No,
Good.
Not to be done. Another flawless round. This has been a good run from M80 since the end of round 2. That's not an ideal situation to be in, and it will eventually come back to bite you if it hasn't already bit you, and we're just waiting to see what happens. Ashen will get a second kill for M80, his first of the round, and M80 are poised and ready with 30 seconds to go to conquer this final round of the first half.
And The flashes. NJR's on the Warden though, but he's just close enough anyways that it doesn't matter. Shotgun, somehow he loses that fight. 1v5 for J90. Parker, he's got everything to deal with, and it's another flawless round win for M80. They will tie the half 3-3 and stop them as they breach into towards the site. They've got no smokes, but plenty of flashes to blind these positions, so it's going to really be important they can get past this flash and get into a plant spot here.
Savage the first kill, Diffuser as well. DarkZero starting this unfortunate backwards slide as they are running right into these M80 players and not in the correct way. J90, oh my, guess what? Newer's an ugly engagement, and that's not a flawless round because they lost one, but four.
This will be a fast execute, Parker, if they can get to the site undetected.
They got the opening. Why not press the advantage, right? Wrong! Diffuser puzzlingly gets two. Shut down by Newers. A big kill for Newers, especially with how Diffuser had been. J90 on the board for one. Newers handled by Gunner. A quick one is correct. A very powerful position. Gunner seemed quite so patient, but he's found at the hands of NJR, the telltale signs of the Type 89, easily one of the most unique sounding guns, will do some serious work. Now Savage has to choose. Do I stay up here and hold on to the top floor, or do I rotate down and take the fight directly to these DZ players? Smoked off, a rush on in, Savage still holding from above amidst the cloud of smoke. NJR is hopeful. Savage has to rotate. He's made the right call, and he'll run into J90 first, tearing strips through him, not doing enough damage as the diffuse kick goes down, but Savage still endures for the time being. J90 has him handled, and the lead for M80 lasted only. He's capable of, and again, one of the highest rated players in the entire league. Going to be playing Ash, which is not your prototypical fragging operator the way that used to be. Diffuser takes care of Kino, but Fultz was a little bit too slow with the counter punch. He gets it either way. This round is flown by. Final 30 seconds. Right now, Newers still down below in lounge, languishing, cutting around, looking for an opening, but Gavin was there on the flank, laying in wait. M80 catches DZ off guard. J90 with one. Ashen trades it back. All of these rounds on the second half have been so scrappy. It's been DZ taking advantage of that, but it's M80's round to lose, and they will regain the...
Those players up above meant they didn't have a whole lot of map control to work with for that plant. You saw the difficulty.
He sees a line. Diffuser is not within range, and it's beautifully paid off. His patience rewarded. Gunner and Diffuser both on the board. DZ still struggling from that offense perspective. Kino 0-9 right now. This is just not helping the team one bit, Jesse. Final 35 seconds here, and DZ might be sleepwalking their way into another flawless round for M80.
Just feels like they're not able to get anything going from down below. Newers is trying to find some value, but he's in a 1v5. The Deagle shot comes through. It's a body shot, but it's clean enough.
Bomb site, but Diffuser playing very effectively behind those Kiba barriers isn't really in a position unless he wants to take that engagement. Gavin starting things off. Down goes Newers. Newers also 2-11. A disastrous performance for Kino and for Newers is not helping this DarkZero cause one bit. Now it's NJR taking some damage, but there's been a couple kills on the side of DZ. Far more winnable than it seemed. Can't say the same for him, though. On a single point of HP. Final 40 seconds here, Jesse, and the execute shaping up. It looks like they're going to come to blows, and it will come in a hurry. Diffuser and Gavin swatting them away. Gunner's been dropped. Gavin goes down as well. Diffuser, the last man standing. Kino and J90 with Diffuser in hand for Kino. As Jack will look over top, Kino securing the kill onto Gunner, but it's not his own, so he still sits at a 0 on the kill feed. Diffuser's got 10 kills. Kino will walk at him menacingly. But Kino's one with the defuse kit. This could absolutely get misplayed by DZ. Diffuser moonwalking his way out of the bomb site, looking for a small rotate, but the rotate will not go for him. So now Diffuser will have to go right into harm's way, and J90 will keep DZ in this with a big win for DarkZero.
You know, Parker, I know he has 0 kills. Stalling out a bit similar to last time. They must walk away from these first 2.5 minutes with a man count advantage, or this is surely done.
Kendall is going off. Gavin there for backup with Ashen in tow. Ashen a sitting duck, but Diffuser and Gavin both strike as well, so the advantage stays for M80. J90 will equalize numbers. Gas down below gives information to DarkZero as they have control of above now, but need to translate that to the bomb site, and they haven't been able to work through this rafters position. It looked like NJR would be the point man for that, but he's thought otherwise, and he's dove off that top floor outside. and might look for a direct sight hit. None of the 3 remaining players on DZ have the defuse kit, and there's only about 15 seconds left in the round. Fultz is in the grave. This one might be wraps for DZ as NJR taking some damage from below, tussling with M80. It's all up to Jack. J90 with 6 seconds left on the clock. He'll take care of Gavin, but it's a Pyrrhic victory for him in the sight. M80 will steal DZ's map, and we will go to Cafe as the decider.
Very good match about over the course of this map. It was still close. Don't get me wrong. 7-5, a 2-round difference, but it was an
of this match that'll be played later on today, so don't leave once it. And that's the sides. DarkZero, because they had a more dominant map traditionally for DarkZero to stick to these bottom 3 floors, and it's not a surprise to see them starting mining dining. That's a bit of a surprise from Fultz. Goes for the run out on the Goyo, but unfortunately caught by.
Oh.
Another one.
Okay.
Cover me.
Interesting.
I mean, it's one thing when he was typing away on map number 1, where he was actually doing quite well. But map 3 now, when he's got no kills to his name, come on, NJR, you can do more than that. M80 continuing their winning ways. Boy, oh boy, DZ have just 2 players remaining. Half of the round to go. The attackers haven't even really made their way inside the building yet, Jesse. This is a great place to be for M80. Not right there, though. J90 handles 1. Pressure now over by top white. Nades going off. Pushed from Freezer. Pushed from Piano. And M80 with the final 2 kills to take round number 1.
DarkZero M80, give your throwables a little bit more weight to them as you clear these tough positions on the top floor.
Flashes will go in. The nade lands right in the lap of Kino. J90 sends Ashen out with an explosion.
Also down on that bottom floor, so they've got lots of different dimensions to this push. Savage is going to want to get a plant down reading. With that vert pick, it should be wide open for him to go for that defuse kit. Full vert control, everything is in control for M80. Like, this is exactly what they want to go for this push.
Above. Plenty of time for some destruction. Diffuser finally punished by NJR. NJR was hoping for that kill a good minute or so ago. Gunner reads Fultz like a book, and down he goes. DZ now outnumbered. They'll take care of Gunner as they trickle in, and NJR and Newers double up. It's Savage and NJR in a 1v1. Savage in pursuit gets him through the wall. Goodness gracious.
Plant comes down. It's going to be really late no matter what. If those yokais are in a good position, they could deal some damage, and if it's a man disadvantage, that makes it even more awkward.
The issues that they had fragging really did them no favors. This round, the hope is that they've managed to sort it out, but M80 rushing into Bakery, isolating these players of DZ. Diffuser and Ashen both with a kill apiece. Newer's the only one from DarkZero able to muster anything. He's still alive. Newer's already having a better game than what we saw out of him on Nighthaven Labs. He finished 2-12 right now, already with 3 kills. Final 20 seconds to go. M80 tied the numbers with DZ, but now the hard task of getting into the bomb site. Ashen's made it a little bit easier, and Gavin is hoping to make it even easier than that. Fultz, last man standing, he's above. He's looking for coverage. Can he find the shot as the defuse kit goes down? No, Ashen expertly placing that defuse kit away from the waiting eyes of DarkZero. And now Fultz on a completely different floor from the objective can survey the wreckage that was created earlier largely by Diffuser's boogie drones. A return back to the bomb site, but 3 pairs of eyes on M80 will be watching for him. They've looked mighty good, steadily improving the longer this goes on, and that round is no different.
To worry about a yokai cam stopping your plants. He was able to disrupt the
And this prolonged fighting is not netting any kills for the time being.
J90 in a really tough spot. Wow, what a shot from Diffuser. Blows his head clean off, so that equals.
Take care of Newers and Kino in those spots over top of the laundry hatch. Savage has somehow found an opening to get the defuse kit at the halfway point. It's in the common spot. Ashen takes care of NJR. Fultz unable to handle one of his own. Newers on the board. Diffuser takes care of Fultz. DZ suffering yet again. M80 exploiting a blind spot that DZ had in their defenses, forcing Newers to take some fire damage as he retakes the bomb site. That defuse kit a little out of reach. Paying off effectively, those air jabs from Ashen have given them info on Kino as he trudges his way, disabled by those track stingers deployed by Diffuser. Newers now hops on the case. 15 seconds to go. Kino over top. Finally, Kino gets a kill. Newers with one as well, but they're going to have to hop on that case. Newers off of it, past the point of no return. Ashen takes out the trap.
Just drops into laundry. He's all by himself. He's got some teammates maybe backing him up too, but takes these gunfights and finds the wrong end of a shotgun. Kino will put to bed that first burst of aggression, but that shows the confidence M80 are playing with right now.
Confidence or maybe a bit carefree? Could be a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. NJR with a nitro cell to keep things intact for his team. Gavin trades Kino right off on white stairs. Easy will lose some of the panels leading into the A-bomb site. It'll be NJR quarterbacking this push or this defense to stop the push. So he's got a long range sight and that TCSG. As long as you can control the recoil and hit your first shot or two, you can do some serious damage. Great ball knowledge there from Savage as he gets it down through the wall and has another whose leg he sees of J90 trapped and isolated over by red stairs. NJR down for the count. He's secured. Gavin will get picked back up. M80 with the numbers advantage with just 20 seconds to go. Flash is going out. DZ completely blind as the defuse kit getting planted by Gavin. Bolts down below with a shotgun in hand. No nitro cell, so no way to stop this in its tracks. The round will get prolonged as J90's return to the bomb site heralded by Diffuser, and Fultz finds himself in a spot he was in just a couple rounds ago, on the wrong floor with the defuse kit down. His team by the wayside, and Diffuser will bury him. Newers is the only real bright spot on this team at the moment. NJR's been doing some tough work. He's gone. Gavin with the kill. Kino still standing and waiting against Ashen. He will take care of him and secure the kill, which is pretty decent on his end of things. But that's really the only thing that you can credit DarkZero for at this current point in time. Sloppiness from Diffuser. How does he not hear Newers coming? Gavin does, though. A third kill for Gavin on the round, and now all the remaining players of M80 will be hunting down Kino, where Gavin picks up a 4K.
Really needs to put the nail in the coffin here on their defense and just shut.
Who cares what the outcome? Who cares what the score is right now? They're still playing.
I know.
You're losing a lot of Habana X Kairos here, Parker. NJR has just wasted 12 of those 18 pellets as they're not able to break open these mirror windows. A lot of util being committed to this, and now Gavin blows the head off of NJR.
Oh.
It's all falling apart. Kino goes down. It's a 5v3 advantage for M80, hoping to close this one out in style.
Changing mags.
Well, any hope on the side of DZ might have just gone up with that nitro cell and kill coming in. Newers is going to be quick to the punch. If he can catch one of these players from M80 off guard, there might be an opening shot. No, Gavin and Gunner with 2 kills, and with a minute 20 still on the clock, it's all up to Fultz. M80's at a bevy of flawless rounds. They won't have one this time, as Fultz takes care of Diffuser. Ashen hits the GG in chat. No hope whatsoever that the former world champion of Fultz will be able to clutch a 1v5. It would require an ace, an impressive set of mistakes would need to be committed by M80 to give Fultz that window of opportunity. At this point, I mean, you're just kind of delaying the inevitable. Fultz knows what's happening, and yeah.
No defuse kit either, so he can't even go for a plant. If he does get site control, it's down to cross the map on the mid floor.
I mean, we can try to hype this up, but we all know what the end result is going to be here, right? You be honest with the people. M80 will square off against Wildcard as Fultz looks to come to blows, looking towards the B-bomb site. M80 giving him no quarter whatsoever. Gavin, the final kill, and M80 7-0 DarkZero
with them now because they're going to be prepping for their game against Wildcard. So we have Fultz standing by after the DarkZero loss. Fultz, thanks for joining us. I know it's not the circumstances that we wanted to be speaking right now, but before we get into EWC and looking ahead, you guys have had an incredible stage. But can you tell me what went wrong here in this game? Like what changed between map 1 and what we saw in map 2 and 3?
Map 2, I think, was we were playing like pretty solid, but what really bit us today was like the kind of the small communication, a little bit of communication getting like either bottlenecked through a few people, or comms overall just getting a little bit chaotic and not like clear direction. And they took full advantage of that. So.
Well, Fultz, I mean, regardless, congratulations on making EWC nonetheless. Obviously, I know that's a big contention point for you guys, especially given the fact that you guys were top 4 last year, very close to making the grand final. Now, the road ahead, obviously, being EWC, is there going to be a lot going into that for changes from that you take this throughout this stage and throughout these playoffs, or is it going to kind of be the same progress and same approach that you're going to be going towards the EWC?
Yeah, I think for us, a lot of the progress you're going to see is going to be like a lot of internally focused. There's still a lot of improvement that we need to be honing in on, and that's been a big focus of us for us after the last major is not really getting complacent in that sense and making sure we're really ironing out all of our weaknesses and, you know, not just thinking because you're winning, you're doing everything right. So.
Well, Fultz, probably more of a narrative question here, as always, from me on the couch. But Cafe seems to be a little bit of an issue for you guys. I think 1 in 3 in the past couple Cafe games, losing to Wildcard, losing to M80 twice. Can we see maybe some map pool changes possibly going in EWC? Is that something you guys will also be taking a look at?
Yeah, I'm sure our staff will take a look at kind of what's going on for our Cafe, because, I mean, historically we have been very good at it, but yeah, you can't argue that there's been some problems on that map specifically for us recently. So I'll leave that to the coaches and say yes, sir, and that's about it.
I guess I have one more follow-up question. Obviously, you're talking about like just the micro comms kind of not being there or being cluttered or missed. Just for the viewer, players, people that look up to you, I mean, when you're in those situations, how do you alleviate that? How do you fix those in those moments to try to make whatever you can out of it?
Yeah, the best fix to it is usually result, or I guess the reason it happens is because of tunnel vision, and obviously adrenaline and anxiety is a little bit higher during a match. But the only thing you can do is first identify it, and then 2, just get loud, just really yell like the macro plan of the round, and you know, force a herd out of all the guys, and hopefully that pulls them out of it. But yeah, it's more something that you kind of have to build up over time, which I think we need to keep focusing on.
For sure.
Well, folks, last thing for you before we send you off here. EWC coming up. You guys take the international stage again after winning in Salt Lake City. Anything you're looking forward to, particularly about that event? Anyone you're looking forward to playing?
No, nobody particular. I'm just excited to, you know, travel, do what I love, and just stay focused on the process.
Amazing. Love that. Thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate you hopping on with us. Congrats on a great stage, and yeah, see you in Paris.
Thank you, guys. See you.
Well, DarkZero close off a stage for the loss. They will be the 3rd seed here going into the Esports World Cup. The top 2 seeds, M80 and Wildcard, they will now battle it out in the grand final as our final 2 teams, as they've worked their way through the bracket, have finally been decided. What a road it's been. M80 starting there in the top left. They lose to Wildcard.